All right, guys, we're back. Another fantastic, spectacular episode of the Fantastic Four. We got Jeff Brown, we got Jose, we got Nick, and we got a special guest today. I'm going to get this all in. Hall of Fame, Miami Dolphins super fan, Roger Avila. Roger, welcome to the Fantastic Four.
There he
Ah,
is.
thank you for the
I
invite, everyone.
love
I'm
it.
honored.
Love it.
When you
What an
thank you for
honor.
coming here,
It is an honor.
Jose, I know you have a lot of questions for this guy, so I'm just going to toss it over to you. Get to work.
All right, Roger. Let's set the scene. What's going on from our perspective? Every game that's at the Hard Rock Stadium, we all line up, get ready to go in. We get there early in the morning. Sometimes we see the sunrise. Sometimes it's already risen, but it's early, 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 and we're all standing. If you're a good Dolphin fan, yep, you're sitting there and you're waiting for those gates to open. They're going to open up at 8 o'clock. And there's a whole process. And we just park in one location. And then the maniac comes rolling over in this really nice truck with a beautiful Miami Dolphins wrap with the flags going, right? There's flags everywhere on this truck, and it's the maniac. And he parks right in front of all of us, right there to lead us in. And we're like, you know what? That's our Hall of Famer right there, right? And Raj, that's us every single home game. And that's what we see. And it's an honor for us to see you here on our podcast. So the first thing I want to ask you is, you've been a Dolphin fan for so long. How many years have you been a season ticket holder?
Since '94, but I've been a Dolphin fan since 1970.
So this is 30 years.
Yeah, 30 years. 30 years
So
up.
this is your 30-year anniversary as a season ticket holder, and you started off in the Orange Bowl. Tell us about that.
Well, in the Orange Bowl, I was just a little boy back then. It was when my father was taking us to the games. It's a funny story because I was born in New York City, and not by choice. But anyway,
I feel that. I
Oh,
feel
I
that
like
one.
this guy.
I love
it.
it.
I love it.
and I remember seeing Joe Namath winning that Super Bowl and with the Colts, and I mean, it was just winning the Super Bowl. Was it with the Colts? Was it, guys? Yeah.
Yep.
With Don
Yeah.
Shula was the coach and everything. Well, I remember seeing that fuzziness, of it,
Right.
and wasn't really attractive. But I was like, that was when I was introduced to football, and so my father got a business going down in South Florida and moved down over here, and I said to Dad, well, we have football over here, and he goes, yeah, we got the Miami Dolphins, and so since then on, I just started following the Dolphins, and it was back in the '70s, and I witnessed them going to the Super Bowl 5 times, and I witnessed them winning them, going on a streak like 3 years in a row in the Super Bowl. I witnessed them winning them back to back, and I witnessed the undefeated season. So, I'm like, New York, who? I was like, no, the Dolphins was right there and caught my eyes. In fact, it had me. And remember, we are from Cuba, so we didn't have football or anything like that. We had baseball and stuff like that. But football caught my eyes, so it had me playing football, and I played in Little League Optimist football over here in Broward County, and I played it all the way up to Miramar High School the first year around, but then it got real competitive, and that's as far as I went. From there on, I went to the military, but that's how I became a Dolphin fan. My father used to take us to the Orange Bowl game, and that a lot of these games you'll see me and my son. I got my son doing the same thing. He's the man that's next to me with a hard hat, and when you
Well, that's
see
your
us,
son.
yeah, the one with the beard, black
That's
beard.
Yeah.
awesome. Yes.
What's his name? What's his name?
Roger. He's Roger. My father's Roger Senior. I'm Roger Junior. My son is Roger the Third, and my grandson's
Okay.
Roger the Fourth.
All right.
Wow.
Are we
I
are we
love
going to
it.
see
I
Roger
love
the
it.
Fourth anytime soon?
All the way.
Yes.
It's nonstop, man. Everything that you saw up here, from the signature of the 325 win, a helmet up there from Don Chula. That's right there, back over here. That
Uh-huh.
helmet came from my father to me, and now from me to my son, and we keep passing it down.
All
So
right.
I
so
relate
that's
to you,
how.
Roger. I'm a New Jersey
I'm
guy.
jealous there. He saw that with Don Shula. I'm a huge Don Shula fan.
Roger and me probably bumped into each other at those games back in the early 70s at the Orange Bowl, because my dad had season tickets, so I was there every Sunday.
Good
rubbing it in, Tony.
Roger,
when they decided to tear it down, actually, I'm an emotional man. I just love love and emotional. I'm that kind of guy. I love hugs and kisses, brothers, and not that kind of funny way, like brother way. You know what I mean? When I get attached to someone or something, like I grew up in the Orange Bowl, I literally dropped tears when I saw the Orange Bowl being destructed. I mean, it was like taking our playground out, and they ruined
it was hollow ground. I mean, it was. Man. There was a lot of championships in that Orange Bowl.
Okay, sure, I got a question.
Go ahead.
I have a question there, Roger. How'd you become a super fan? How'd you become a Hall of Fame super fan? That's what I want.
That's it.
We're all fans here. I mean, how did you do it?
You're not going to believe this story, man. I should have brought more material up, but little by little, when we do some more podcasts, I'll show you I have my receipts to show you how it happened. I've always been a motivator. I've coached football 13 years. I was the squad leader in the Army. I've always been a motivator. Come on, let's get it. Come on, that kind of motivating thing.
Yeah.
And Miami fans, when we're down by 2 touchdowns and we're in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left, everybody gets all quiet. Come on, get up.
You have to rally.
Rally,
baby.
Always been that guy. So what happened was, in the gym where I used to work out named Porky's, I always get people fired up. I'll bark, oh, come on, one more set, baby. I'm that kind of guy. So one day, a man, Orlando, I believe his name is, Samora, he came, he goes, listen, I want to do a podcast. I've noticed that you're very inspirational, man. You do these things, and that just get people, you get me fired up about whatever. Long story short, he wanted to do an interview about how I became a Dolphin fan. By the way, it's on YouTube. If you go on the Dolphin Maniac, Roger, you'll see the interview there. I'm in a black shirt talking. So why am I hitting that first? Because it's going to lead you into how I got into this thing. So that goes on. That's a little while back. Then one year, let's rewind a little bit. Let's keep that video on the side of back of your head. Let's rewind a little bit. And one year, I don't know what year it was, a few years ago, before that, Top Stadium Football Card was having a contest. And this is back in the 90s, man. This is back in 1993, 1994, around there, right? Right beginning of my season tickets holding. I was right around that area. So I said, man, my dad and I were riding down, we were pulling in a tailgating. And I said, and they said, a contest, Roger's having a contest. We could get on a football card. So I grabbed my little kid's helmet, it looked like it was surgically implanted on my head. I grabbed the pom-pom and I put it back there, just trying to look goofy. I put the Dolphin glasses. I had these things. I had a Dan Marino jersey on and some Zuba pants. And I come on, let's do this, man. Me and the Finheads. I don't know if you guys know the Finheads.
Yeah.
Dressing like Aquaman.
Yeah.
Well, back then he had a foam head, a Finhead. And so me and his brother, we went in to go for the contest. And other guys. Lo and behold, the next weekend they announced our names that we won. And they put us at the back of a football card. I'm behind Richmond Webb, Brian Cox. They put us on a football card, Top Stadium Football Card. So what happened is that day when we got dressed up like that, I stayed like that. I'm going to stay like this. So when I went in the stadium, and again, people were down and out, I looked around. I was like, come on, acting all goofy. Get up. We're on defense. Get up. What are you, this ain't a movie theater. Get up.
I feel that.
And somebody shouted out, hey, Maniac, get that Maniac going. And that's that day the Maniac was born.
Wow.
Can I ask you something to build onto that? So I'm going to quote you a little bit. So you said it all started with you getting up, getting the crowd going. What was next? Because as a big time fan, I feel like that's where I find myself, and I'm trying to build from that point. I'm in my section. You know me. I get my head painted. I get it all going. Sometimes I do the whole body. Well, what's next? What do I do next? I motivate these guys.
The thing is, it's you have to make that domino effects. Another thing I did, Ford came around the stadium. He went to 15 stadiums, and these are the questions they were asking. they were asking. This is what the producer told me. That they were asking what we got give us a handful of fans that we can trust, that is fan friendly, that's motivating, and doesn't quit. That is a loyal fan. So that's what they look for. I don't know. They wouldn't tell me who else they interview me, but they picked me, and the one who picked me out of them all was Dan Marino, because not only did they look for a costume contest, it's the character of the person, the tolerance, the fan friendly, the mouth, watch your mouth, and all that. That helps out a lot. And doing the community work and stuff like that. So that's how they
see. That's the hardest angle I have.
To be in your section, brother. If you're in your section and you want to send out, you have to be the inspired. You inspire them. And it's not easy inspiring a team that's always.
The hardest angle I have is the community thing, because I'm not from this community. I'm a New Jersey guy, but I come down for every single game, and I'm here, repping the team, doing the thing. And for me, it's about the next set of fans, the next generation, and I'm trying to, as these guys know, Jeff and Jose, Tony, we got to get you to a game. I love taking the photos with the little ones, get them kind of into it, more, have fun, enjoy it, love it.
Well, I'll tell you, Nick, it's the push-ups. I can remember 10 years ago when I first got season tickets, we were parked right next to the Maniac, and before the game, he's wearing like this muscle shirt, with the sleeves cut out, and he's over there doing like 100 push-ups before we go into the game. And I'm like, man, this guy is jacked. He is ready for this game.
I'll give you 20.
But I don't really have a question. It's more of a statement. I remember back in the day, the very first super fan by the name of Dolphin Denny. You guys remember Dolphin Denny? I remember. Well, Dolphin Denny was the first super fan, and it was the same sort of thing with the Maniac. He started in the stands, and they eventually had him down on the field, and he was leading the cheers. He was leading the wave. Yeah. And my statement is we need to start a groundswell support for getting the Maniac out on the field, out on the sideline, so he can lead these cheers. I would love that. Like he's the new Dolphin Denny. And no disrespect against Dolphin Denny, he was a great fan. But we need a new Dolphin Denny, and we got it right here in the Maniac.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I've been on the field. And
we need to start a very well support.
I get my game face on, and I have to see the Maniac before I get back to my section, because I just love seeing him.
Can I make
love you, man.
I have a suggestion.
You guys fire me.
I have a suggestion. When you think of all these other teams, who had the Browns have the dog pound, and Washington had the Hogs, and the Redskins. I mean, the Raiders have, I don't know what the heck they call those guys and everything.
The Raiders.
Yeah, what Miami needs is an area for people like Roger and Nick, and like an area to put them all there. And
I'm kind of in the deep end, as they call it. I'm kind of there, not there, but
the deep end. We originally started the deep end. With Jeff, and what was Chucky. And the Finheads, we were the original one. We were there in the front. Yeah. We had like a 5-year contract there with the stadium because it was dead zone area. They couldn't get the ticket sales going on, so they started. God bless them for staying strong there. Mm-hmm. I decided to jump out of that just for the simple fact is it was I don't know, there was a lot of commotion going on and stuff like this, and listen. If I can shout out to all the Dolphin fans out there real quick, we're family out there, man. We're family. I'm the old school guy there. I'm the elder there, and I'm telling you, as the elder, as a family, stick it with the family. Even if you're from the outside, want to be in the deep end, you want to be. There's a lot of division, because there has to be. We have to break them down, but that doesn't mean there's a division in one spirit, and we shouldn't be, butting heads. So what happens is that the deep end is doing a great job over there. I just happen to move to a place where I want to watch the game, and I want to get this thing going. So that's what.
Yeah, right. I see it.
So just some people can fit in that kind of category, and some people just won't. So it all works out.
We all have the same goal. We want to win the game. We're going to do everything for our team. support them.
Exactly.
Well, now I want to thank Roger for being here, but now I have to ask him the real important question. What did you think of the game Sunday?
Listen,
Tell me. Come on, Roger.
Tell us about it.
Come on, give me something.
You start with the defense.
Just
Start
a
with
little
the
bit.
defense.
Just a little bit.
No.
It's just those they mess me up in thinking because they do man-to-man coverage and then they go to zone, and every time they go to zone, they get beat on the slant. And I don't get that game plan. I don't know what the defensive calls. That's the only thing I think get beat on the slant every time.
They're trying to play the keep it in front of them, hold them to 3 game. And can I just pivot into what the success was on that based off the defense? You guys all right with that?
Go ahead.
So let's talk about it. Opening drive that we had. We took the ball the first drive of the game, and I love that. 8 minutes, 14 plays, 7 points. Second drive we had 8 minutes, 16 plays. We get 3 points. This is the way we're going to win the game. And then the second half, first drive, another 8 minutes, 14 plays, 97 yards, 7 points. The drives are long. The offense is doing what they have to do. If the defense just keeps it in front of them,
good point,
holds them to 3, it's a win.
I want to go back to pivot back to the defense and what he was talking about, the secondary. You know, our secondary is riddled with injuries and undrafted free agents. And I just want to say that Xavier Howard is out there. He's not on a team. And, he's be a pretty good insurance policy to pick up and to put in just in case, because these guys are dropping like flies back there.
I really didn't have that much of a problem. If you take away that one tight end from the Raiders, the Dolphins have a shutout.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That kid, he's the only one that did anything.
That rookie, I mean, in 5 years, people are going to be like, who's Travis Kelce with this kid? I mean, this kid's incredible.
Yeah.
How 100%. Many, what do you have, like 13? He set a record for a rookie, 13 catches in a game.
40 yards.
Okay. You take him away, the Raiders score 3 points because there's nobody else on that team. On the offense.
Don't forget that we went 6 quarters without anyone scoring a touchdown on us.
Yes,
that's right.
But you know what? The strength is the offense, and they finally, it seems like they adjusted and started doing the shorter routes that they needed to do because the big plays aren't there with Tyreek. The safeties are over the top. The run game wasn't that great. We threw the ball more, and it was successful.
And our tight end
we didn't punt.
is starting
to show up. We did
to
not punt one time. No punts in the game.
That's so rare. That's so rare. I saw a thing, if you put $10 on the Dolphins not punting in the game, you'd have walked out with almost $2,000. Okay.
I don't bet on the Dolphins.
No,
I
don't bet on
much. That's too much.
I never bet on the Dolphins.
I don't bet on millionaires.
It was a great game. I loved it. It was a perfect day, perfect tailgate.
Yeah.
We lined up the maniac to be on the podcast. I was on cloud 9, and then on the way home, we're watching the game on the way home in the broken down truck, and we put the cherry right on top at the end of that game. With I was for one day only a Buffalo Bills fan.
Oh,
can we get that story from Jose?
I'll tell you. No, I don't even want to talk about that. But I do think it's promising to see that Tua doesn't have to go long, right? That he has found the middle of the field or underneath the safeties to a tight end, and I think that's really important for our offense. I think all of a sudden our tight end has more yards than Waddle.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
Yeah, that's a big deal for a Miami Dolphins offense.
He has
feeding wide receivers.
Tight end since 1970.
In the end, it worked out because they ran all those short plays, 14-play drives, opened up Jonnu Smith to be wide open for that 57-yard touchdown. Nobody covering him.
What an amazing play.
This is non-alcoholic, by the way, because I have to go to work in a little while.
Jeff channeling his inner Shula.
It's basically grape juice, but it is champagne,
Hey, but then you know what? Hey, so listen. So after that game, right? We're riding home or we're watching the Chiefs and we're watching the Bills, right? And I don't think I've ever screamed as loud at Josh Allen in favor, bouncing off the chief, bouncing off the chief, stumbling, bumbling right into the end zone to crush the Chiefs. And let me do it again. Pop that champagne, right? You could hear it all the way from South Florida, right? I heard it through the mic there at the game. It was amazing.
I never used to do the champagne thing until Don Shula passed away. And when he passed away, I decided I was going to carry the torch in honor of Don Shula every year when that final team lost that game, that I was going to pop the champagne.
Oh, man, that was great.
Well, next time, make sure you bring enough for everyone.
Yeah. Well, here, you can have some.
Cheers.
I know what Roger's drinking. I'll have what he has.
That's the green tea, man. Green tea.
That's right.
Green tea.
I get up early in the morning myself, man. But, I was just reflecting on a thought I told you. The reason why I gave you that, and the guy that gave me an interview from the gym in that video, it worked perfectly. You know why it worked perfectly? Because the Ford people call me up and says, "Listen, we're Ford, and we just want to talk to some few fans. What do you happen to have? Can you send us a resume about how long you've been a fan, and how you do this and this and that?" And I go, "Hey, no problem. I got a video that was just made on me," and boom. And then, long story short, they call me back. He goes, "Hey, listen, we love your video. We choose you to make an interview." And that's when they came over to my, and it was funny because they came on what was it, Saturday morning, honey? Saturday morning was it was a weekend morning. And I get interviews every now and then. But the funny part is they came in a truck. They unloaded the truck. They took out a tent. They put out buffet tables outside.
Oh my goodness,
Ford!
I said, that's awesome.
It was an event.
Yeah, right in the front yard.
My wife, they make some breakfast. Maybe they'll be hungry. They're bringing in Denny's breakfast and stuff, and Dunkin' Donuts. I'm like, what's going on here? So they get in my house, and they're buying time. I didn't know it, so I gave them a whole. I showed all my uniform and stuff, and next thing you know, okay, let's sit down, let's do the interview. And they're like going back and forth on the radio, and then I started giving the interview, and they asked me about, why do you have your truck like this all year round, only football season? I go, no, it's a statement. And a lot of us fans, when we're winning all year, we wear our flags, but if we don't, we take them off. But I keep my truck wrapped like that because it's a statement. What's the statement? Win, lose, or tie, I'm a Dolphin till the day I die. And as soon as I said that, you can see it on the video, I hear a knock on the door. And I said, "Oh, go ahead. It's probably my father." They go, "No, we can't answer the door. We can't answer the door." And I was like, "Oh, strange." So I open the door and boom. All I heard out of Dan Marino's mouth was wah, 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 wah. I didn't know what he said.
Hey, I don't blame you.
Wait, tell me, your truck's a Ford, right?
No, they made
No?
They made me park the Chevy.
Oh no!
I had to park the Chevy across the street.
Oh no!
literally had to park it across the street.
Oh, wow.
Man, you should have told him to give you a Ford F-150, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
After they named you.
Yeah, I would have loved it. I would have had it. But I don't mind a Ford or a Chevy. It doesn't matter to me. A truck's a truck. But yeah, that's that video came on time. They used that video to get me. So that video pretty much beat out everybody. You got to understand, people, when something like that happens, you just what I don't want our fans to do is that concentrate on themselves only because it's a costume contest. No, we're going to go out there for the Dolphins. It's about the Dolphins. It's about our team. That's it. It's not about look at me, look at me, look at me. I really don't. Now, don't forget, gentlemen, I am also in a prison ministry. So a lot of these inmates see me on TV, and when I walk in there to visit them and teach them faith, and and just hope and give them hope because they're hopeless in there. They're like glow. They have life back in them because these people are facing 20 to 40 to life, and they're never going to get out. If you see,
so Roger, that was one of the questions I had. We read that you were a chaplain, but how did all that start? Where is that from, the Army?
No. Oh, no. My God, I was a bad boy in the Army, man.
Bad boy Roger.
Listen. Daddy God put a spanking on me, man. He broke me, okay? I don't want to get my path I was in. He broke me. I was a bad boy, man.
All right.
ignorant, foolish, whatever. But no, that started in 2003, where my dark world led me into a deep depression. And if you guys notice my number 40, I wear number 40 a lot because that's the age I fell into a very deep depression. It happened because my last drunken stage was fighting with my own brother in front of my wife and kids.
Oh
And
no.
he beat me to a pulse with a baseball bat. He broke my jaw, broke my leg, and left me in a hospital.
Wow.
And
Ouch.
we're both, he's a Navy, he's a Navy vet. I'm an Army vet. We get into vicious fights, man. And and it just broke me, and I didn't want to live anymore. I felt my poor wife had to go to work and back, support the house and everything. The threat of losing everything because I'm sitting there half crippled really broke me. I felt like a less than a man, and so I was deceived in my thinking, and it's better off if I just go. So I took my life. I just took it, and that's when I experienced the Lord in my life, and it was like very, very life changing. So it's like an opportunity to change around things. I'm going to change this around. I'm going to start reading a book. I'm going to start following it through, and I learned a lot through this. And it's not about religion. Do this, you can't do this, you can't smoke, you're good. No, it's not about that. It's about faith while we're under His grace, and I put my faith into it. I let go of everything. I didn't depend on anything anymore but Him. And I followed through. So I've been recovering now over. In fact, 9/11 that just went by started my 22nd year walking in the Word and ministry.
All right.
And it's 22 years of that right now, and I know it's a platform. Guys, listen to me. If I could just show you my wife, every year I tell my son and my wife, guys, I think this is it for me. I think this is over. I can't.
Oh, you're a young man.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah, you're a young man.
You're the maniac.
Yeah, we're not going to
You're
let
the
the beard
maniac.
fool you.
Nope.
The beard doesn't fool us. The beard doesn't fool us.
Well, you've still got a long time to
He's
go.
the
But our
maniac.
time is running a bit short here.
Yeah.
Next game,
We're
Dolphins,
running out of time.
Patriots. What do
Okay.
you
Before we go
think,
to that-
Roger? Dolphins going to take it?
Oh yeah, man, we got this, man. We got this. Well, I'm going to be convinced. Guys, we got a squad. We got a squad. You see that
All right.
first drive what Tua did? That's our team, man. We got. Did you see when we scored a touchdown? Who was that receiver just scored a touchdown when it was wide open? You just said Smith.
Johnu Smith.
Tight end.
Yeah.
Johnu. Yep.
Okay. Did you see
Phenomenal.
what Tyreek Hill did on the sidelines to the Raiders?
Imagine
All
that,
right,
somebody
well,
else.
Poor guy.
You know why he did that,
I
right?
want to thank the Maniac for coming on the show. I've been trying to
it's
get him
been
on for a
phenomenal.
couple of weeks now. We had some scheduling conflicts, and I've got other people lined up. But I said, no, we got to have the Maniac first. He's our Hall of Famer. He's going to be our very
call,
first
good call.
special
Right.
guest. So
What's your
Thank
let's
you,
him for
thank you,
coming
Roger.
on. Thanks,
Yep.
man.
No, thank you for having me on there, you guys. Love you
Hey,
all, man.
Roger, what's the
Raj,
score? What's the score of the game?
projection? We need a score.
The
We need a
Patriots
score.
game.
Yep.
Yeah, we need
Yep.
a score. We keep track here.
That's we.
Okay. I tell you, I think it's going to be a medium size, so 24. I say we can hit in our 20s. We'll hit 20 points on them,
Okay.
and
20 what?
they'll probably get a little less than that, but it's not going to over under. It's not going to go over under 30.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we'll take that.
Okay,
I'll
it's
take
going to be a
that.
defensive kind of
All right.
back and forth thing.
And we're all picking the Dolphins, right?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's your
Absolutely.
choice? What's your
If you pick
Always.
the Patriots, get out of here.
Okay, Jeff,
Who's
what do you
next?
say the score is going to be?
I'll do it 40-10 Dolphins.
Oh, blowout city.
Our offense is starting to really click right now, and they're going to have to
Jose?
start covering our tight end,
You
and
say
that's going to
40?
be Tyreek.
He said 40.
He's at 40.
Woo!
Mm,
He said 40.
Yes.
40-10. Nick, what do
Let's
you think?
go. I'm gonna go with. Now you just took my spot on me. 40-10. All right, so now I gotta one up you. I'm gonna go 45
No.
to 17. The Dolphins
45-17. Guys are expecting a blowout. Jose?
Points. Points.
I don't think we're quite as rich at 40 points plus. I'm thinking 31 to 35.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 31 to 17, 18, something like that.
Wait, you're picking the Dolphins too?
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
crap.
We're
We're
all
losing.
picking the Dolphins.
I shoot for
Hey,
the, I shoot for the
hey,
stars.
what was it last week? I think I was the closest from last week.
I called 41 points.
I
41
called it in
points.
between.
Yeah.
Jeff had 27-6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nick had 40-20. Jose had 35-12. I had 24-17.
Yeah.
I was close. They had
I
19.
was close to. I was close to.
Yeah.
So
that was good.
And I'm going 34-19 Dolphins.
All right.
19. All right, back to 19.
The Patriots going to score a couple of touchdowns because they're the Patriots.
And I think about it, we're good for 5 touchdowns.
So look, okay, before we cut the show here, can we talk one moment? Roger, how do you feel about Jason Sanders?
Right.
Kicker.
Give me it. How do you feel about him? You love him? I love him too. A lot of people don't like him.
Talking about? No, man.
A lot of people don't like him. You know, I'm in the chats. I'm in the groups. I just want to throw a little bit of numbers out there. We had
here we go.
Had 10 missed field goals this week. So 80%. 80% league wide. Jake Elliott missed 2. Justin Tucker missed 2. Mm-hmm. Evan McPherson missed 2. Mm-hmm. Dustin Hopkins missed 2. Almost every single one of those guys, it impacted their game. They all get paid more than our guy. Why are we complaining?
Yep.
Our guy is a career 80.
Who's complaining? You're complaining. What are you talking
about? No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I'm trying to back the guy. Like,
Jose ain't complaining.
Everybody loves Sanders.
I love Sanders. And like, I'm trying to, guys, you got to do your research a little bit. He's an 83% career kicker. 15th highest paid. He's in the middle of the pack with the payroll.
Just as long as when it's on the line, the game is on the line, he splits those uprights.
4 kicks all year.
I'm with talking to. I mean, nobody cares.
The fans out
You're preaching to the choir, brother.
Special teams, like leave the guy alone. He's doing his thing. He's gonna.
You are preaching to the choir. All right,
come on.
All right, let's wrap it up, guys.
Let's wrap. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm done. My rant's over. I love special teams. I love these guys.
All right.
Okay.
1972 Miami Dolphins.
There you go. Hey.
Fins up, baby.
Yeah. Roger, thanks again for coming on board for this craziness.
No, thank you all for
sorry.
Thank you all for putting me on. I love the love and respect. That's awesome, man. I need more and more inspiration. An inspirator needs inspiration as well. You know that.
Thanks.
And you guys,
we're honored, man. We are honored. We're sincerely
honored. I want to thank Jose, of course, and Nick and Jeff, and I'm Tony. And thanks again for watching another episode of the Fantastic Four. Come on, hit like, hit subscribe, have some comments, make fun of Nick's glasses.
Come on now. We're winning now, baby.
Make fun of Jose wearing a hat backwards. Make fun of Jeff drinking non-alcoholic.
Somebody.
Make fun of me for wearing a Miami Marlins cap. Hey. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week for another great episode of the Fantastic Four.
All right.